Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the Muslim Kid Show. Thank you guys for coming back to our show. Right, we've got our next feature lined up for you. It's going to be awesome because we've got a lot of guests lined up, not literally outside the door right now, but we've got guests lined up for future shows, and today is no exception. So I wonder who our special guest is going to be. Stick around and find out. Let's check it out. Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome to part 3 of our visit with the calligraphy artist Abu Yahya. Let's go and check him out. Assalamu alaikum brother.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Right, first question I have for you is how did you actually get into doing calligraphy?
Since childhood, I had a passion for writing beautiful, letters. But from where I am, I never had the opportunity to actually go into art because of the resources. I'm basically from Kashmir. But when I moved to England, I completed my studies here. Then I had opportunity basically to get my hand on the resources, and I have time as well. So I get back into my art. I love all sort of art, but calligraphy is my passion because that's what is allowed for us.
And are you like formally trained? Do you have a degree, a bachelor's, a PhD, or you just like, you just do it yourself? How's it for you?
I'm not formally trained anything in art. I never study art. I never study drawing. My formal education is completely different. I'm a graduate in human resource management. I got a degree from Bedfordshire University. Art is just my passion. It's just in my soul. I never learn it. I'm just doing it myself. And alhamdulillah, it's all his blessings that I create that sort of art pieces.
Ah, interesting. With me, when I started doing art, I was inspired by Marvel comics and things of that nature. Well, for you as a calligrapher, what inspires you to get up in the morning, whenever, and start painting? What is inspiring? What's moving you, brother?
For me, it's a soul satisfaction. It's like my peace of mind. It's a way to release all the stress of the normal life. When I was a child, I saw a couple of paintings from a great famous artist from Pakistan. His name was Sadiq Khan, and that was my first. When I remember that memory that I saw that paintings and said, "Wow, that's so amazing." With the recent artist, I'm very much inspired by Al Seed. I met him as well. It was a great honor for me. He invited me for one of his projects. I'm very much inspired from his artwork. Because he do the calligraphy on building scale, he's doing the buildings, and there are other artists as well which do the Arabic calligraphy, and they are very, very helpful as well, and they're very good motivator and sort of, I can say, a mentor to me as well. One of Al Firdaus, one of his Al Saifi is he based in Dubai, and there is another artist, he's Egyptian artist based in Dubai, Dia Alam. He worked as the name of Dia Alam. His art is amazing, so I'm inspired by those people.
That's good to know, because people can go and look those artists up, you see, to see what's inspired you, and they can probably research those artists themselves. So it's always good to kind of get an idea of where particular artists are coming from, inspirationally wise.
I got inspiration from, as I said, from those artists, but I have my own unique style. So that's one thing I wanted to mention, that we could get inspired from plenty of people, but don't want to give up what actually my own style is.
What your contribution to the art form is.
Exactly.
Well, how do you go about deciding what? Because look, once again, we've had a peek in your studio. We're looking at these amazing pieces here. But how do you decide what to draw?
I just go with the flow. I normally do the backgrounds, and then after that I decide, okay, this background, this calligraphy will go better with it, or this sort of. If I'm using the paper or I'm using the ink, then I'll say, okay, this sort of calligraphy will be better. And also it depends on your mood as well. That what sort of mood, for example, when I'm designing this, the Whirling Dervish calligraphy paintings, I have quite a lot of Whirling Dervish pieces. And that sort of, Sufi, in your mind, and yeah, that's how I go.
Yeah, mashallah. Now there is, as you mentioned, a few different calligraphy artists out there. Some of them are kind of contemporary, some of them are traditional. What makes your particular style What makes it different from anyone else's? What makes it unique, brother?
I think every artist is unique in its own way. But for my artwork is I mixed both modern and the calligraphy art together. As you can see in my pieces as well, it is not like a standard traditional pieces. They can go to any modern house. And when I had my exhibition, it was really amazing that most of my artwork, which was sold, was bought by the English people, which are not actually Muslims,
Yes.
but they just love
They
that sort of
appreciate the art, don't they?
exactly. They
Yeah.
appreciate it, and they love the Arabic calligraphy. And this, some of them mentioned that they never saw that beautiful Islamic art before, and it was really amazing for me.
MashaAllah. You mentioned gallery. You've had your work in a gallery. Where was that?
I had my exhibition. It's called the State Shopfront Gallery in Luton. I had exhibition for a whole week. During that exhibition, I have BBC crew come to my house, and they make a small documentary for the news. So it was on air in the BBC News. And then I was invited by the BBC radio station for a live interview regarding my artwork. So it was really amazing. uh, and also the Pakistani TV channels like Geo TV, and they're very popular in Pakistan. They come and they make a documentary on my artwork as well, and they published it.
MashaAllah. So if somebody says to you, look, anywhere in the world that you could exhibit your artwork, for you, your dream venue, where would that be?
I wanted to represent England on an international level.
Interesting.
Middle East is obviously ideal place for the Arabic calligraphy, but also I had a quite big interest from artwork from America. I have sold quite a lot of art pieces to America, so that could be the
Mashallah.
next, inshallah, if the pandemic will be over and things get back to
Inshallah.
normal, then Middle East and in States, there are two places I wanted to exhibit my work.
Awesome. Now, every person has their trials and their tests and their challenges. For you, with regards to your artwork, has there been any massive challenges, any things that you had to overcome?
Well, like I think most of the artists always struggle in their life. The two main challenges, one is the time and second is the resources. So when I'm talking about the time, I'm in a full-time job, I'm a full-time dad, I got 3 kids, and the artwork I'm doing, I always do in my free time. So I have a full-time job, a family, and then I do the artwork. And when I'm talking about the resources, if I, as an artist, if you have money, if you're not worried about the finance, you can buy the, better quality canvases, you can buy the better quality colors, and also you can frame your work in a better way, which can give a very different look to your artwork.
Like a nice, polished, professional finish to the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
now, if one of our lovely kids who were watching wanted to get into doing this, either as a hobby or maybe as a career, what advice would you give them?
there is a vast field. You can do it. If I can do it, I think anyone can do it. And what you need to know is that you need to have consistency and you need to have a passion as well. You cannot be an artist overnight. It takes years of practice, failures to become an artist. But what I will say, don't give up your own style. You can look up different people's work, but stay original to your artwork.
Because it's good, because you see, your work is very inspiring. And it does make people think, wow, I could do that. But part of the double side of that is that you're so good at it, you make it look easy, but it's not actually easy. The best people at any profession who do amazing work, they make it look easy, but they're such a high level. And I think that's where you are. You're such a high level. You make it look like, wow, which is good because you inspire people like myself as well. Next question, brother. And maybe the young people will be able to relate to this as well, because you are on several social media platforms. How do you use social media to promote your artwork?
I think the social media connects the whole world together, and this is the biggest platform. As I said, I don't have a gallery, I don't have my website yet, But all my work, which I add on the social media like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, uh, lots of positive feedback coming from there. People do buy work from those channels as well. I just recently posted one of the live calligraphy I was doing, and it was seen by 80,000 people so far.
Wow.
So just one 15-second clip, but it's seen by 18,000,
Yeah.
and I have a lot of feedback from them. So you can use social media in a positive way to promote your artwork, and also as a Muslim artist, it gave me much more satisfaction when the non-Muslim, the people who never see Islamic art in that way, it gave a different picture of Islam to them, that how beautiful our religion is.
Would you say that because of your given topic matter, which is Islamic themes, would you say that as an artist your responsibility is slightly different from other artists who maybe do different types of things?
Yeah, as I said, that is the reason I'm mixing both modern and the Arabic calligraphy together to give it a completely different a picture. And it is not that my audience is not only the Muslims, but as you can see, the painting we talk about the galaxy of letters. This is just the Arabic alphabets, and that could be going to anyone's house. And the people who never see an Islamic art, like an example in England, when they see Islamic art in this way, they give a different perspective about Islam to them.
It certainly does, because I think you're right. You know, a lot of people don't think that there's such an artistic side to Islam as a religion. And unfortunately, because of the media, they see a certain image. But your artwork just brings in a whole new world of just amazing artwork. Right, brother, we're going to finish up this interview. But before we do go, you mentioned a few platforms that you run social media-wise. Can you tell us exactly which ones you are on?
So I'm on Facebook, so you can search me on Facebook at Abu_Yahya's_art. So even if you put in the Google Abu Yahya's art, you can find me. I'm on Instagram, so I have a couple of pages on Instagram, Abu Yahya's art and UK Islamic art as well. And also I'm on a TikTok under the same name.
For TikTok to come
Yes, under the same name as Abu Yahya's art. So you can search me on those platforms as well.
Thank you. We're going to put some of those URLs below as well, so people can see those as well. Is there any parting words you'd like to give to our audience?
Well, I will say that support whoever is artist around you, in your local community, in your family. Just support them, encourage them. What they say is that you know, if you buy artwork from the local artist, that money will go to the local community as well, local economy as well, and also that will give a boost for the artist to buy new tools, new canvases, and they can carry on doing this amazing artwork.
MashaAllah. Thank you once again, brother. I want to thank you for inviting us into your home and seeing how you do this amazing work. Because from us outside looking at it, we just see this amazing work and we can't figure out how does he do it. So thank you for giving us that amazing insight, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to bless you and your family to continue this fantastic work. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you very much for Muslim Kids Show and for the Iqra TV for giving me this opportunity and platform. And just last thing, I wanted to say a massive thank you to my wife, my family, and all my friends who always support me and who always encourage me to carry on this amazing work. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
MashaAllah. Absolutely awesome. I really enjoyed that. Right, but one thing we need to make sure that we do is here at the Muslim Kids Show, we want to make sure that we thank our special guests. Yeah, you know why? Because they spend time with us, and it's really nice that they do that. So thank you so much. Well, guys, it's time to join our brother Wasim Khan with our Islamic studies session, in which today we're going to learn about the lives of the prophets. Very important, guys, very important. Which two prophets are we going to learn about today? Let's find out.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back to another episode of the Muslim Kids Show, and this is your host Wasim Khan. Today we're going to talk about the son of a very famous prophet, and we discussed and talked about this prophet in the last episode. Do you know who this could be? Which prophet is the son of another prophet? Today we're talking about Sulaiman alayhi salam, and he was the son of none other than Dawood alayhi salam. Dawood alayhi salam we have covered. Today we are going to be talking about Sulaiman alayhi salam, another prophet that was sent to Bani Israel. Many of the prophets were sent to Bani Israel, and Sulaiman alayhi salam was another prophet who was again sent by Allah, but also gifted with amazing powers that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had gifted him with. And there is something that we need to learn from this, that if we ever need anything, we should turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will always shower us with His gifts and all the amazing things that we can use to our advantage in our lives. So what was Sulaiman alayhi salam gifted with? He was gifted with the ability to control the wind and the weather, and also the ability to listen to creatures such as ants and other animals, and also the ability to control the jinn. Oh, did I scare you there by saying jinn? Yes, he was given the opportunity or the ability to control the jinn, and he would control the jinn, and he would make sure that they worked hard. So Sulaiman alayhi salam, he had such a big kingdom that many people feared, and all he would do was invite people to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. And Sulaiman alayhi salam lived a very long life, and he was a very popular king who would look after all the people, and he would control them, and he would rule over them with justice and with the best of manners. Until one day, Sulaiman alayhi salam, as he was overlooking the jinn whilst they were working, and they didn't really like to work for Sulaiman alayhi salam because he really made them work hard. As he was leaning on his staff and overlooking them, Allah decreed that Sulaiman alayhi salam should return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So as he was looking and telling them that you should work like this and work like that, he was resting on his staff, on his stick, the angel of death came and it took the soul of Sulaiman alayhi salam. And all the jinn could see was Sulaiman still resting on his staff, on his stick. And they thought maybe he's sleeping, maybe he's just watching us. Until a tiny insect came and it began to chew the stick, and the stick broke and the lifeless body of Sulaiman alayhi salam toppled over. Then they realized that Sulaiman alayhi salam had passed away. So a lesson that we need to learn from this is that jinn do not really possess these powers that we are told that they do, and we all get scared of jinn. In fact, they didn't even know that Sulaiman alayhi salam had passed away. So they only realized when the tiny insect began to chew away and gnaw away at the stick, that when the stick broke and Sulaiman fell over, then they realized that Sulaiman alayhi salam had passed away, and then they went. They were happy. So I hope you've enjoyed today's very short story about Sulaiman alayhi salam, a very inspirational prophet, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the Muslim Kids Show. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The Muslim Kids Show!
MashaAllah. Thank you so much, Brother Wasim. MashaAllah. You know, we've worked with Brother Wasim Khan so many times over the years. He's always reliable, very steady, and MashaAllah, you know what? He fears Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is beautiful because his knowledge, you know, he sends it down to us. And, you know, we kind of learn together as well. So thank you once again, Wasim Khan. But guys, you know, we've got so many videos. But if you do enjoy our videos, and I hope you do, and you want to see more, why not go to our website again, themuslimkidshow.com, themuslimkidshow.com. Go over there and we've got games, we've got cartoons, we've got space facts, ocean facts, sea facts, all sorts of facts, okay? Check it out, guys. Absolutely amazing and very unique site, even if I do say so myself. Right, guys, it is time for the hadith of the week, and today's hadith is about saying Insha'Allah. Insha'Allah means God willing, meaning that everything you see, everything that we do, everything that other people does, it's by the will of Allah. So if we're going to do something, we should always say Insha'Allah, if Allah wills. And you know, I've kind of over the years kind of come to a kind of easy way of understanding it. If you're going to do something a bit naughty, right, like tell a little white lie or something, if you find you're saying inshallah and you feel a bit funny, that thing you're about to do is probably wrong. Okay, so it's a good way of testing your behavior. If you can't say inshallah to something, that thing you're about to do is probably something you shouldn't be doing. Okay, so inshallah. Well, it's time to move on, inshallah. But we're going to move on to our break, guys. But listen, I have to remind you once again, we have our live calling brain bursting quiz coming up where you can win some of those truly awesome prizes. Make a note of the number below, okay? Save it in your phone, put it in your phone, save it there, okay? So when we do have the competition, when we get back, right, you could be the first in the line, okay, guys? Gonna go for a break. We'll be back in a short while. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.